Don't move.
What the hell is this?
Don't give me attitude, sir. See, you're assuming I won't shoot your sorry ass. And everyone knows when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption.
The movie opens in the quiet suburban town of Honesdale, Pennsylvania. It's Christmas time. The townspeople are in good spirits as Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus ride by on a float, waving at the crowd.
Ow! Mrs. Claus is hot! Yeah!
Samantha Cain, who plays Mrs. Claus in the festival, reveals that she can't remember anything from before the past 8 years.
You might not believe it to look at me, but I was born only 8 years ago.
8 years ago, she woke up on a beach, confused, 2 months pregnant, with nothing but a single key in the back pocket of her clothes. Sometimes she finds herself staring at the scars on her body in the mirror, with no memory of how she got them.
Try to guess my age. 35, maybe?
Her ID listed her as Samantha Cain, but the authorities couldn't confirm her identity. Now, she's a school teacher, a mother to a young daughter named Caitlin, and she still has no idea who the father is. She's also dating a guy named Hal.
I used to hire expensive detectives. Now I'm down to the cheap ones. Doesn't seem to matter. The woman I was, the one I used to be, she's gone. I've kissed her goodnight.
Caitlin's favorite toy is a teddy bear named Mr. Perkins.
His name is Mr. Perkins. My mom named him for me.
That night, they host a cheerful Christmas Eve party at their house.
Raymond, get you smoking again, they'll never find the body. Do you understand? Yes, Miss Cain. Have a cookie.
Everyone seems to be having a good time. Later that night, Samantha is driving an elderly friend home because he's too drunk. He distracts her while she's driving, causing her to hit a deer. The man dies instantly from the impact, and Samantha is thrown through the windshield. Dazed, she sees flashbacks of a life she doesn't remember. Then, she notices the deer is still alive and suffering. She walks over and snaps its neck with cold precision, shocking even herself. Then she collapses. When she's in a hospital, Samantha dreams of standing in front of a mirror. Her reflection looks at her, asks for a cigarette.
I don't smoke. You used to.
And tells her that her real name is Charlie, and she's coming back. Meanwhile, at Jersey Correctional Facility, a scarred, one-eyed man named One-Eyed Jack is watching the Honesdale Christmas parade on TV. When Samantha appears on screen, he suddenly freezes, like he's seen a ghost. Furious, he charges the television.
It's impossible!
Meanwhile, somewhere in town, Mitch Hennessy, a broke, wisecracking ex-cop and Samantha's private investigator, bursts into a motel room with a few guys. Inside, a man is enjoying the company of a lady of the night. Mitch, with his one-of-a-kind sense of humor, pretends to be a cop.
And everyone knows when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption. Now, I'm Sergeant Madigan Vice.
He threatens to arrest the man for soliciting prostitution unless he pays them off.
And if you do cop a jerk off, I will see to it you spend the next 10 years in prison getting ass fucked. And if the case is thrown out because my arrest was too violent, I will personally hire men to ass you for the next 10 years. So if you're an ass fan, you go ahead and mouth off.
The man panics and begs them not to tell his wife. Just as he agrees to their demands, one of Mitch's partners suddenly starts vomiting. Later, the woman, who turns out to be Mitch's assistant, counts the money. She's part of the scam and helps Mitch run his shady business.
Gotta stop using bums.
Forget that. You want me to hire actors, for Christ's sake? These guys are cheap. They work for food.
And when they puke all over you, is that like a refund?
Jen, I'm pissing myself here. You're so funny.
She tells him she's finally found a lead on Samantha Cain's past. Samantha's former landlady just passed away, and one of her grandkids tried to use Samantha's old credit card to buy a shoebox. Mitch is thrilled with the update and tells his assistant to squeeze more money out of Samantha.
You get on the phone to Amnesia chick. Tell her we need more cash.
The next day, Mitch spends some time with his son. His ex-wife doesn't want him around too often because he's a convict who served time in prison. The boy tells Mitch that his mom doesn't like it when he brings gifts. She always assumes he stole them.
She gets weird. Like on my birthday, when you gave me that Schwinn, she called the bicycle store to see if there's been any robberies.
Look, tell her I don't steal them locally, all right?
Because of that, the kid says he can't accept the toys Mitch brought. After his son leaves, Mitch calls his assistant for an update on Samantha's case. She tells him that Samantha was her landlady's favorite tenant, and the old woman was very upset when Samantha disappeared. She couldn't bring herself to throw away her belongings. Among Samantha's things, there was a postcard to her Uncle Max in which she talked about her fiancé, and it had an address on it. Mitch is thrilled about the lead and tells his assistant to inform Samantha that he'll see her tonight and bring her some of the items from her former home. Elsewhere, a man named Timothy is torturing someone, giving him the choice of being killed with a gun or a knife. The man chooses the gun. Timothy appears to have some kind of uncanny ability he calls,
I can tell when someone's lying to me.
He gets a phone call. The person on the other end tells him that One-Eyed Jack broke out of prison, claiming he saw Charlie Baltimore on TV. The caller adds that if Jack is telling the truth, they might be in serious trouble with their boss, Daedalus. The news enrages Timothy, and he kills the man with a knife in a burst of fury. Samantha has now physically recovered and is helping Hal prepare dinner. While chopping vegetables, she suddenly starts slicing with rapid, surgical precision, fast, skillful, and completely unnatural for her. She gets excited and tells Hal and Katie to throw her any vegetable they can find. She figures she must have been a chef in her past life.
I used to do this. I'm a chef.
Hal watches in disbelief as she ends the performance with a perfectly aimed knife throw.
Chefs do that.
The next day, Samantha takes Katie ice skating and tries to teach her how to skate on her own, but the girl is too scared. Samantha pushes her to try by herself, but Katie falls and fractures her wrist.
Stop being a little baby and get up.
Crying and begging to go home, Katie is met with cold resolve. Samantha ignores her pain.
Life is pain. Get used to it. You will skate all the way to the shore, princess, and you will not fall again. Am I understood?
Later that night, Hal tucks Katie into bed and finds Samantha sitting alone in the treehouse. She admits she's scared of herself. She hadn't even noticed that Katie had fractured her wrist. Samantha confesses she can't remember what she said to her daughter. It felt like someone else was speaking. Just then, outside the house, a group of elderly carolers are singing, while a shotgun is pointed at them. Samantha steps outside to hand them some candy, but One-Eyed Jack suddenly attacks her with the gun. At that moment, Katie runs downstairs, and the shotgun fires in her direction. Hal rushes in to help, but Jack easily overpowers him. Then he launches a grenade, blowing a hole in the wall. Samantha saves Katie by throwing her into the treehouse. She takes a brutal beating from Jack, who keeps screaming that he wants his eye back. Eventually, her instincts kick in. She knocks him out and breaks his neck, leaving Hal in shock.
Chefs do that.
She rushes out to find Caitlin, but Mitch is already on the scene and has her in his car. Moments later, the police arrive.
Freeze!
Don't hurt him! Don't shoot!
Yeah, don't shoot, like she said.
The next day, at the White House, the president reprimands CIA chief Mr. Perkins for losing track of one of their best counter-assassination agents, only for her to suddenly resurface 8 years later as a Christmas parade belle. Mr. Perkins assures the president that she's definitely dead, claiming she was eliminated from their ranks because she became too violent and uncontrollable.
You recruited this woman? For Chapter, the late 70s. Her father was a friend of mine. Stop that. I don't want to hear that stuff.
Samantha decides to leave with Mitch to dig deeper into her past. She says goodbye to Caitlin and promises she'll be back soon. She tells her daughter to always light a candle in the window whenever she misses her. Then she writes her phone number on Caitlin's cast and attaches her Lucky Charm bracelet and the mysterious key she woke up with 9 years ago to Mr. Perkins' teddy bear. After hugging Hal, she leaves with Mitch. On the road, Samantha and Mitch trade playful banter to pass the time. While going through the belongings Mitch retrieved from her former apartment, Samantha finds some books and a postcard she never mailed addressed to someone named Uncle Max, mentioning that she had a fiancé. Right as she reads that, Mitch almost drives off the road.
Hey now!
Are you okay? Is your neck all right? You don't have any whiplash or anything?
What?
Since you almost just ran us off the road, I'm wondering what it is that you take away from an experience like that. I'm sure that it's very enriching in some way. And I know that she was probably very moved by having some ass hang out the window and go, woo-hoo!
Hey, I didn't hang out the window and go woo, woo, woo.
She also discovers a book signed by Nathan J. Waldman addressed to Charlie.
Charlie was my name in the dream.
When she calls the number inside, the man immediately recognizes her voice and calls her Charlie.
Charlie.
My full name, please?
It's really you.
My full name, please.
You don't know your name? Your full name, Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore.
He warns her that if word gets out she's alive, she could be in serious danger. He gives her a location and suggests they meet there soon. Unfortunately, the call is being monitored, and now the bad guys know exactly where she's headed. Later that night, Samantha and Mitch check into a motel to rest after the long drive. Samantha is seen scribbling her name on a piece of paper, clearly anxious about the upcoming meeting. Mitch, trying to lighten the mood, teases her about how she's been swearing a lot lately.
Do you normally curse this much?
What are you, a Mormon?
Yes, I'm a Mormon. That's why I just smoked a pack of Newport and drank 3 vodka tonic.
And no longer acts like the warm, clumsy mom she once was. But Samantha's too stressed for jokes. She shuts him out of her room and begins rummaging through a suitcase from her old life. Inside, she finds a hidden compartment with a sniper rifle. She calmly and expertly assembles it. Mitch rushes into the room after hearing the noise, only to nearly get his head blown off. Furious, Mitch decides he's done and quits the case. He plans to drive Samantha back home. Samantha tries to talk him down.
I can't go home until I know why that man tried to kill me. I'm trapped. It's like I'm in goddamn prison. Do you know how that feels?
Yeah, I know exactly what that's like. 4 years inside Marion, Illinois. A real shithole. And I'm not going back!
To prove he means it, he refunds her payment and prepares to drive her back home. On the way back, Mitch opens up. He used to be a cop, but he stole some bonds from his partner's office and ended up serving 4 years in prison.
I never did one thing right in my life, you know that? Not one. That takes skill.
He tells Samantha he wants to do at least one right thing in his life, so he changes his mind and agrees to help her after all.
Give me back my money.
Merry Christmas.
Bah humbug. Look out the window. Shut up.
The next day, they arrive at the meeting location. Samantha notices a warning sign for thin ice, while Mitch discreetly slips a revolver into his pocket.
It makes a bulge. People can see.
You want me to stick it in my pants and shoot my damn dick off?
Now you're a sharpshooter?
Inside the building, Mitch leaves Samantha to use the restroom. While she's alone, Timothy approaches and tries to flirt with her. Samantha, uninterested, shows him her ring and tells him she's engaged. Timothy is surprised she doesn't recognize him.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Thank you for the beer, but I don't know you now.
No, you don't. Tell when someone's lying to me. I am sorry to have bothered you.
And quickly realizes she's not lying. After confirming her identity, he walks away, just as Mitch returns. Timothy gives the order to have them both killed. Soon after, a strange man starts approaching them. They mistake him for Mr. Waldman, but he's actually one of the bad guys. He pulls a gun, but before he can shoot, Samantha reaches into Mitch's pocket, grabs his gun, and shoots the man dead. They take the gun and run for their lives as more bad guys give chase. Eventually, they're cornered on the top floor. The attackers throw a grenade at them, and Samantha and Mitch are forced to jump out the window. While in midair, Samantha shoots the frozen surface of a pond below, shattering the thin ice so they can crash through and land in the water. The bad guys keep coming, but Mr. Waldman arrives just in time. He runs one of them over with his car and yells for Samantha and Mitch to get in. As they drive away, Waldman reveals the truth. Samantha was a government assassin, trained for counter-assassination work. The identity of schoolteacher Samantha Kane was just a cover for her last mission. Waldman hands her a gun, and Mitch is stunned by all the weapons and gear he's carrying.
Jesus, old man, how many of those things you got?
3, 1 shoulder, 1 hip, and 1 right here next to Mr. Wally. Well, most pat-downs never reveal it, as an agent's often reluctant to feel up another man's groin.
Waldman explains that he trained her himself and starts sharing more details from her past. Mitch laughs in disbelief. It's almost too crazy to be true. Waldman pulls over at a safe spot so they can change into clean clothes. He tells them that Mr. Perkins, the CIA chief, adopted Samantha because he was an old friend of her father, a soldier in the Royal Irish Rangers stationed in Belfast. Waldman also reveals that Samantha's last mission was to eliminate an arms dealer named Daedalus and his enforcer Timothy, but she went missing before she could complete it. Now that she's suddenly resurfaced, Daedalus likely knows and wants her dead. Mitch pulls out a crowbar on Waldman, accusing him of setting them up. After all, he was the only one who knew their location. A struggle breaks out and Mitch and Samantha overpower Waldman. They steal his car and drive off. On the way, Samantha suggests they visit her ex-fiancé, since his address was on the postcard Mitch found earlier.
I don't think I want to meet any more of your old friends.
We have no choice. We need some answers or we're gonna die.
Mitch eventually agrees. They arrive at the man's house. He seems shocked to see her at first, but when she explains that she found his address on a postcard where she wrote about marrying him, he hugs her and says he missed her terribly. Mitch isn't buying it. He pulls a gun and tells the man to back off.
She's my only daughter, and I don't quite trust you.
Samantha convinces Mitch to let her speak to him in private, claiming that now, after seeing him, she realizes she remembers more than she thought.
I know that he has a pin in his leg, car accident. I know he cuts his own hair. He doesn't even own a TV. He sits down when he pees.
Hey, that's enough. I'm getting a boner here, all right?
Mitch reluctantly agrees, and Samantha takes a walk with the man. Mitch readies his rifle from a distance, just in case things go south. Meanwhile, Mr. Waldman suddenly sneaks up from behind and grabs him. He tracked them there using the address he found in Mitch's notebook, left behind in the jacket they had ditched during their earlier escape.
Between the address of a topless bar and the picture of what looks like a man's penis.
That's a duck, not a dick.
Holding a gun to Mitch's head, Waldman demands to know why they came to this location. Mitch explains that they're here to find Samantha's ex-fiancé and get some answers.
That's ridiculous. She was never engaged.
For Christ's sake, I just went through this with her. She knows how the man pees.
After pressing further, Waldman realizes they got the man's name and address from the postcard.
Yeah, I know. To her uncle.
Max.
Yeah.
Uncle Max. That's the agency, you blithering idiot.
He reveals that the postcards were actually used to send coded information, and that engagement in this case was a code word for elimination. Waldman then explains that Samantha knows so much about this man, not because she loved him, but because he was her target. She had studied him for the mission. Realizing the danger, Waldman and Mitch rush off to warn her, but it's already too late. Daedalus's men, led by Timothy, have arrived and surround the area. Samantha wakes up tied to a large water wheel suspended over freezing water.
You're the man from the block.
Did you look at her? She's not faking it.
Daedalus demands that she tell him everything she knows about him so he doesn't have to torture her. Samantha insists she has amnesia and remembers nothing, but Daedalus doesn't believe her. He grabs the handle and cranks the wheel, dunking her into the freezing water. She sees the lifeless body of Mr. Waldman beneath the surface. They pull her back up. Timothy walks off, leaving Daedalus to continue the torture. Samantha pleads with him to let her go, but he refuses. When he calls her a spy, something clicks. Her demeanor changes. She begins to shift into her former identity, Charlie Baltimore, and coldly threatens him. Daedalus dunks her again. This time, as the cold floods her senses, her memories begin to return. She sees flashes of when Two-Eyed Jack captured her. Timothy had ordered him to kill her, but before he could, he tried to take advantage of her. She woke up just in time and stabbed him in the eye with a needle, turning him into One-Eyed Jack. Before she could escape, Jack shot her in the head, and she fell into the sea. That shot caused her amnesia and erased her past. But now, Samantha remembers everything. When Daedalus pulls her back up and questions her again, she doesn't beg. She threatens. He asks about Operation Honeymoon, how much she knows. She refuses to answer, so he dunks her again. Underwater, she remembers that Waldman always kept a backup gun hidden in his groin.
From one right here next to Mr. Wally, where most pat-downs never reveal it, as an agent's often reluctant to feel up another man's groin.
She manages to free one of her hands and grab the weapon. As Daedalus pulls her up again, Charlie wastes no time. She shoots him on the spot, then breaks free from the ropes. She walks over to Daedalus to finish the job.
Samantha, please.
Who's Samantha?
Charlie makes her way through the facility to rescue Mitch. He's been badly tortured and is being held in a basement. He hears gunfire above but can't make out what's happening. Then the door swings open, and he stares in disbelief as Charlie steps through. They take shelter in a hotel suite. Charlie stands in front of the mirror, cutting off her brown hair and dyeing it platinum blonde. She applies eyeliner and lipstick. She's fully back. Mitch eventually wakes up, disoriented and unsure where he is. He lights a cigarette and freshens up. As he looks around, he spots a photograph of Katie and Hal in the trash, with Charlie's part of the image torn out. He picks it up and quietly keeps it. Charlie walks in, and Mitch is stunned by the transformation.
You're seeping. Look at this.
Oh! Ah, that hurt like shit.
I know. That's why I distracted you first. Same principle as deflowering virgins.
What?
I read it in this Harold Robbins book. Guy bites her on the ear, distracts from the pain. Never try that?
No, I sock him in the jaw and your pop goes the weasel. Who the f are you?
Name's Charlie. The spy.
While loading her guns, she explains that Samantha Kane was just a fabrication, and she's gone for good. Mitch pushes back, saying Samantha's personality couldn't just disappear like that. He hands her a bottle of vodka. As she pours herself a glass, Charlie reveals her next move. She plans to contact her former boss and return to her old job. At CIA headquarters, Charlie's call comes in for CIA Chief Mr. Perkins. She brushes off his pleasantries and gets straight to the point. She's completed her mission to eliminate Daedalus and wants to come in for a debriefing. Mr. Perkins asks for her location, but Charlie refuses and says they'll do it on her terms. Surprisingly, Timothy is in the room with Perkins. They've been working together all along.
She could know about honeymoon.
She might know that old targets have become your new best friends.
That could be trouble.
Mr. Perkins tells Timothy they need to find and eliminate Charlie before she disrupts their secret operation, Honeymoon. He orders Timothy to get it done within 24 hours. Later that day, Charlie and Mitch find a phone booth. Charlie tells Mitch to call his office back in Pennsylvania and have his assistant call him back at midnight at that same phone booth. She plans to use Mitch's bait. She explains that she doesn't trust Mr. Perkins and suspects he tapped Mitch's phone back in Pennsylvania to track her down. This way, if someone shows up at midnight, they'll know Perkins can't be trusted. Back at their hotel, Charlie begins to touch and kiss Mitch, but something about it feels off.
White lady seducing the colored help. Get real, sweetheart. I ain't handsome. I ain't rich. The last time I got blown, candy bars cost a nickel. What's going on?
Chemistry.
Chemistry my ass.
Mitch stops her, pulls out the photo of Katie and Hal, and asks why she's pretending her daughter doesn't exist. He accuses her of trying to bury the school teacher persona. He urges her to call her daughter, but Charlie refuses. She says the child belonged to Samantha, not her, and she doesn't want anything to do with that life. She storms out of the room. As she walks back to the phone booth, a man suddenly runs up behind her, pulls a gun, and forces her into a quiet alley. He threatens to shoot her, but Mitch suddenly appears, gun drawn. Charlie tells him she can handle it.
Now you probably scared the other ones away.
What up?
Headhunters, Nimrod. They don't travel alone.
She quickly disarms the attacker and takes him out, then eliminates his backup with lethal skill and precision. Now Charlie is certain. Mr. Perkins wants her dead, but she still doesn't know why. As they drive off, Mitch asks if she's done with him too, since she hasn't included him in any of her plans. She replies that he's right, then coldly kicks him out of the moving car. Mitch lies there in the middle of the road staring at the sky. He lights a cigarette. Moments later, Charlie pulls up and tells him to get in. She says that he's not entirely useless. There is something he can do. She explains that she has a key to a safety deposit box, where there's cash and fake IDs that would help her disappear. The only problem, the key is back in Honesdale, tied to Katie's teddy bear, and they need to retrieve it. They arrive in Honesdale. Charlie tells Mitch to stay back and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. She jumps out of the car with a sniper rifle and spots one of her former students sneaking a cigarette.
Good morning, Raven.
Good morning, Miss Kane.
What have we learned about the dangers of smoking?
Raven, get you smoking again, they'll never find the body. Do you understand?
Give it here. Thanks. Tell anyone you saw me. I'll blow your head off.
The kid wets his pants, then decides to quit smoking on the spot. Charlie stealthily makes her way to her old house. She sneaks into Katie's room and removes the bracelet from Mr. Perkins, the teddy bear. When she looks out the window, she sees Hal and Katie attending a church gathering. She watches them through her rifle scope and realizes she still cares deeply about her daughter. Just then, Mitch spots a suspicious car heading toward the house, filled with men who clearly aren't locals. He honks the horn to warn Charlie. Hearing it, she immediately slips out of the house. The strange men chase after Mitch, firing at his car. Charlie grabs a pair of skates and pursues them. She catches up, shoots out one of the tires, and causes the car to swerve off the road. In just 3 precise shots, she takes out the attackers. Meanwhile, Timothy is also at the church gathering. He sedates Katie and kidnaps her. As Mitch and Charlie are driving to the bank, Timothy calls. He tells Charlie that he has Katie. When he demands to know her location, she tells him. But Timothy doesn't trust cell phones. To confirm it's real, he tells her to wait for his call on the nearest motel landline within 15 minutes. Mitch quickly comes up with a plan to outsmart Timothy and trace his location. He shows Charlie the address of a nearby phone company. They'll need to get there before the 15 minutes are up. At the phone company, Mitch and Charlie storm in and hold the employees at gunpoint. They force them to reroute the incoming call from Timothy to that location. Moments later, the call comes through. Timothy confirms that he got Charlie's number from Katie's cast, proving he really has the girl. His only demand, Charlie's life, in exchange for Katie's. After the call ends, Charlie orders the phone company staff to trace the call.
How do you know so much about this Timothy character?
Oh, what do you think? I bumped pelvises with him. He was a target, remember?
The trace shows the call came from Niagara Falls. Charlie instantly realizes it's connected to Operation Honeymoon, the secret mission Daedalus mentioned. Mitch and Charlie head to Niagara Falls on a mission to rescue Katie. What they find is an army of rogue CIA operatives and mercenaries working together. Charlie is stunned when she sees Mr. Perkins stepping off a helicopter to meet Timothy. Timothy leads Perkins into the building where Katie is being held. He explains the next steps of Operation Honeymoon. They've already staged a frozen body of an Arab man to pose as the terrorist for their attack. It turns out a rogue CIA faction is planning a fake terrorist attack to manipulate the government into giving them more funding. Perkins drops a doll next to Katie as a Christmas gift, then leaves the room. Outside, Charlie prepares to move in and rescue her daughter. She tells Mitch to stay out of sight and be ready to lay down cover fire if things go sideways. They sync up their walkie-talkies. Before she heads off, she kisses Mitch and says, this might be the last time he sees her looking beautiful. Charlie springs into action. She sneaks up on a guard and silently takes him out. Then she spots a candle burning in a window and realizes it's the room where Katie must be held. She makes her way there and shoots a guard through the door. She grabs Katie and tries to make a run for it, but things don't go as planned. It turns out to be a setup. Timothy sneaks up on Mitch and points a gun at him. Meanwhile, more guards quickly surround Charlie. Timothy orders them to take her alive. She opens fire but ends up falling into the basement along with Katie. In the dark, she fires blindly in every direction. But when she switches on the basement light, she realizes no one followed her. Only gasoline is leaking from the nearby drums. Timothy shouts down to her, urging her to surrender peacefully or they'll set the place on fire. Charlie looks at Katie's doll and suddenly gets an idea. In the next scene, Mitch and Charlie are tied up together in the same basement. Perkins and Timothy stand before them. Charlie demands to know why Perkins is working with Timothy, someone who used to be on the agency's hit list. Perkins admits that they need Timothy to carry out their plan, to stage a massive terrorist attack and use it to secure more government funding.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I've no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people, so we're just gonna have to do it for real.
He explains the full scope of the plot plot. Later that night, during the town's Christmas gathering, they're going to detonate a bomb that will kill 4,000 people. They'll frame it on radical extremists. Before leaving, Perkins instructs Timothy to eliminate both Mitch and Charlie. Timothy separates the two. As Mitch is dragged away, he says,
I'll be waiting for you to come rescue me.
Be just a minute.
Timothy takes Charlie to a freezer room.
So, you plant this poor Arab to take the fall.
Charlie begs him to at least let her daughter go, but he coldly orders Katie to be brought in as well. Then Charlie drops a bombshell of her own. Timothy is Katie's father. She tells him to look into Katie's eyes. When he does, his expression shifts. He knows it's true. But it doesn't change anything. He moves forward with the plan.
You're gonna die screaming, and I'm gonna watch. Am I telling the truth?
He locks them both in the cold room and sets the temperature to minus 60 degrees. Inside, Charlie grabs a meat hook and begins digging out an opening under the freezer door. It turns out she had poured gasoline into Katie's doll earlier. She pours it through the opening, and it flows across the floor toward the leaking drums. She repeatedly strikes the hook against the floor, hoping to create a spark to ignite the gasoline. But nothing happens. Meanwhile, Timothy heads outside to arm the bomb inside the truck. He sets the timer for 30 minutes and starts the countdown. Then he goes to finish Mitch, who is still tied up in another room. Timothy gives him two options, die by the knife or by the gun. But he doesn't wait for an answer. He chooses the gun. Back in the freezer, Charlie is still trying to spark the gas. Nothing works, until Katie pulls out a matchbox. She says she always carries it to light the candle in her window. Charlie lights the gasoline. Just as Timothy is about to shoot Mitch, a massive explosion rocks the building. The blast sends Mitch flying backward, crashing out of a window. He survives the fall and, with a lucky throw, manages to kill a nearby guard with the knife. More instinct than aim. Charlie and Katie make their escape, but guards quickly close in. Charlie tells Katie to find a place to hide while she holds them off. Katie chooses the best hiding spot, the toolbox attached to the truck carrying the bomb. Mitch sees her climb into it and contacts Charlie through a stolen walkie-talkie. He tells her Katie has locked herself inside the toolbox on the back of the bomb truck. Mitch says he'll go get her while Charlie provides cover fire.
No chance.
I'm close.
I'm making a dozen with automatic weapons.
So kill him for me. What are you good for?
Charlie tries to stop him.
Just do one thing right.
Talk to me.
But he goes anyway. As guards try to intercept him, Charlie picks them off from a distance. Mitch manages to take down a few attackers, but he's shot in the process. Meanwhile, Timothy continues with the plan. The truck carrying the bomb is moved toward its destination. They also load a separate car, with the frozen Arab body, into another truck, intending to stage the terrorist attack at the scene. Mitch, wounded but determined, crawls into that second truck. Charlie intercepts one of the escort vehicles, shoots the driver, and hijacks the car. She then chases down the bomb truck, overtakes it, and throws out the driver. Now in control of the truck, Charlie decides to drive it out of town to minimize casualties. The surviving truck driver radios Timothy.
Sir, she's got the truck. She's headed out of town. I'm hurt real bad. I think I'm dying.
Continue dying. Out.
Timothy and his men give chase. During the pursuit, the truck's brake hose is damaged. Charlie can't stop it. She crashes the truck into the Niagara Bridge, colliding with Timothy's car in the process. He escapes unscathed and immediately launches an attack. Charlie fights back. She lands several hits, but when she reaches for her gun, Timothy kicks it away and pulls out a knife.
Oh, honey, only 4 inches?
You'll feel me.
Charlie grabs a nearby chain and restrains him. They both fall into the shaft, managing to hang on to a safety net. Timothy spots a gun within reach and tries to grab it, but Charlie throws herself at him, knocking him off balance. He loses his grip and plunges into the water, but he survives. Charlie hurries to the truck where Katie is still trapped. But just then, Timothy's men arrive in a helicopter and open fire on the truck. With a clean, precise shot, Charlie takes the snipers out. She opens the toolbox and frees Katie. They embrace tightly. Charlie urges her daughter to run. Katie listens and starts running, but Charlie collapses. Katie sees this and runs back. She shouts at her mother to get up and starts hitting her, repeating the same words Charlie once said to her about enduring pain.
Stop being a little baby. Don't you die. You get up now. Life is pain. You just get used to it.
The moment hits hard. Charlie finds the strength to stand.
You're grounded.
More corrupt agents arrive, bringing the truck that Mitch had climbed into, the one carrying the staged terrorist. But no one is willing to approach the bomb-laden truck. Timothy climbs into the helicopter and vows not to leave the scene until he eliminates Charlie. He opens fire, forcing her to take cover behind the rigged bomb truck. The countdown is nearly at 2 minutes. Charlie picks up a radio and calls for help.
I got a kid here! Help me!
Negative, ma'am. We understand your request.
Luckily, Mitch hears her. He bursts onto the scene like Dominic Toretto, speeding toward Charlie and her daughter. Mitch reaches them and yells for Charlie to get in with Katie. She quickly puts her daughter in the car and then distracts Timothy. That's when she notices a gun tangled in Christmas lights, hanging in the air from one of Timothy's dead men. She cuts the wire and grabs onto the other end, hoisting herself up. She grabs the gun midair and opens fire on Timothy, riddling him with bullets and knocking him out of the helicopter. With just seconds left before detonation, Charlie jumps into the car. Mitch floors it and they speed off. Timothy's men try to follow, but before they can catch up, the bomb goes off in a blinding explosion. Fireballs engulf the area and the bridge begins to collapse. Mitch drives like hell, dodging flames and debris. Just in time, they cross the border and make it out alive. Charlie thanks Mitch for saving them. She pulls out the key and tells him they are rich now. Weeks later, Charlie is seen driving solo in a brand new Ferrari convertible. She gets a call from the president, who thanks her personally for her service and offers her a high-paying job at the State Department. She politely declines and says she'd rather continue being a school teacher. She says that teachers make decent money too. She then shows us a suitcase full of cash. But before hanging up, she asks him for a small favor. Cut to The Larry King Show, where Mitch is the main guest of the evening. The president himself publicly credited him with exposing the operation.
And we have heard from our reporter, Carla Grebs, on the scene in Niagara Falls, that when she first heard this story, she didn't believe it, right?
Well, what Carla failed to realize, I'm always frank and earnest with women. In New York, I'm frank. In Chicago, I'm earnest.
They discuss that Mr. Perkins is being charged with 6 counts of high treason. Meanwhile, Mitch's ex-wife watches the interview in awe, stunned by the man he's become. As for Charlie, or rather Samantha, she now lives a peaceful life on a quiet farm with Katie and Hal. By the way, did you recognize the actress who played Katie? That's Yvonne Zima. She played Daisy Carter on The Young and the Restless and Miss Elkridge in Iron Man 3.
I have one question for you. What would you like for Christmas this year?
Well, David.
And my favorite is just kind of wacky, kind of private detective, kind of crazy dude, Mitch Hennessy from Long Kiss Goodnight.
Really? That's
Love that movie, man.
Really?
I had such a good time with Gina Davis. And Mitch is like, Mitch is like this dude that just kind of sucks it up and kind of steps in there and takes one for her.
Yeah.
I actually died in that movie. So when they were testing it, they killed me, right? And I'm in the car and I'm dying. It's a big sad scene. The audience is like, oh, hell no.